This is just a fuzzy reproduction of what happened on the day when the famous New Scout first hit the airwaves on network television on the program The Price is Right. This was exposure, national exposure. I want to talk to you about exposing the hottest, newest product you've got, the Scout. Exposure that will put your Scout where you want it in your sales area. Exposure that will help you sell Scouts and more Scouts. So let's call this film Exposure. Exposure Reel 1. First, the Scout and sports. It makes no difference whether you live in a big city or a small one. You can tie in with the big leagues or little leagues, baseball, football, basketball, Beagle field trials, or fly casting. These Scouts happen to have a date with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're gassed and shined and given a double check. The only cost is the price of the baseball caps. From the time they leave the warehouse, you move in convoy, not parade style, because from then on, you're exposing the Scout. How do you get this kind of promotion on the road? Call your local businessmen's association or the Association of Merchants along the parade route. Get them there early. Watch the Scout sell itself. The busiest street in the city can be your show window. Here's a gentleman that likes to fish.
What is it? Can't imagine. Certainly is new.
Just watch some of these reactions.
Well, I like one anyway.
Let's think about it.
So that's what makes it go.
And it does go.
Have you seen it? What you got under the hood, officer? Dynamite.
And so it goes. Your product is like a picture framed with crowds. Here are the other heroes of the day. A ball team on opening day. Now, whenever the city looks at the team, they'll remember this day. And they will remember the Scout that carried them into the season. On with the parade. This is the kind of exposure you couldn't find. And you get it only by thinking exposure. The Scout co-stars with the toast of the city. To own one, the fans have to come to you, have to buy from you. And these are not all the people who will see it. The Scout is shown on TV, newspapers, and in newsreels. Tomorrow as well as today. With a start like this, you'll be warmed up to hit sales records all season. You say your town likes sports too? Okay, let's have a sports-orama. You can be certain your local sports equipment dealers will be happy to tie in. It all takes planning. You might want handbills, ads, or invitations. You'll be surprised how many ways the Scout fits into all sports activity. Boating, camping, hunting, fishing, or just plain motoring. People love to discover something new. That's why it will be easy to get other businesses to make it a big success. Teenagers love fun. The Scout is a party on wheels. What's this? An expert at casting. Nice shot. And here's the tie-in. The trick is really in the planning, because once you're out on the road, it will be too late. It will be too late to get a jailhouse on the line if it happens to be a centennial, which isn't a bad way to get the prospect to listen, by the way. Can't walk out on this sales pitch. Get out handbills. Run it into the night for those who can't make it during the day. This also offers a chance to show off other vehicles like the pickup, the travelall, and the travelette. These can be dressed up and costumed to fit the overall program too. To bring in the kids, have a drawing of a miniature scout. The kids will bring in the whole family. What are we talking about, really? Simply that you don't have to create your own celebration. You can cash in on every parade, every civic or social event. It doesn't have to be sports. To some people, a picnic is more fun than sports. Select a group you think could use the Scout. Are they members of an association? Call them up. Maybe you can help them have more fun. Bring in the picnickers, or in the case of gardeners, bring in the prospects. In fact, bring in the whole family. Be sure to advertise about it. You might want to donate hot dogs, or provide a good humor truck. It might be difficult to separate the prospects from the family, so why not provide rides for the kids? Perhaps a local TV personality, someone the kids know and like. Bozo the Clown, just the thing for the drawing of a miniature scout. Nothing is wasted. Every man here is a prospect. If there's another local favorite, maybe Engineer Bill, or Happy Jack, or whatever will hold their attention, why then utilize it. The kids will love it. The parents will appreciate it.
8276, that's right. And here it is. Would you like to take it off? All right, let me help you now. There.
And you'll have a chance to talk about the Scout and what it means to your prospect. How many friends have you made? It's hard to say. There are 4,500 people here. Every family is in a position to buy and use the Scout. 4,500 people who probably never would come into your showroom. Now that's exposure. Getting the idea? You see, exposure is an idea. Exposure is a plan. Here is something. Almost everyone has a business district or a shopping center. How do you get it to work for you? Display. Your friends, the merchants, who also happen to be prospects, can help you. If you can't get crowds to come to you, you go to the crowds. You go with the Scout and to the crowd of thousands of people who pass through here. You go with a drawing and a lot of excitement. You get the tickets out and into the stores. You make the entire shopping center a center of international Scout activity. It shows that you are working with the business community. It means exposure. 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 Every ticket deposited means another one knows about the new Scout. Exposure. 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 because the drawing is about your product and right at your display. It's where you can demonstrate the Scout, and as you know, demonstration sells. Any dealer in any city will have his special way of getting across the message. Getting the idea? Your lot or branch can be a hive of activity because exposures, the good ones, are really a way of thinking, then doing. There's a pattern to the big successes, but each locality is a little different. Some might be exhibitions of skill or exhibitions of pulchritude. But always there should be exhibitions of product usefulness. That is the best kind of exposure, the demonstration kind. So you see, promotions, big or small, need not be expensive. The best ones are those that fit your area. If the Scout is exciting enough to appear on shows across the nation like The Price is Right and This Is Your Life, it is certainly exciting enough to tie in with your local station. If the Scout belongs with the big league, it is also right for the baseball, football, and basketball teams near you. Think crowds. How to tie in with them when they are somewhere else. How to draw them when there are none. In Los Angeles, in New York, St. Louis, in Bumblebee, Arizona, or your town, good promotions, the real exposures, are created and carried out because of a way of thinking. What has this film said? What does it all add up to? Just this. No matter how big or how small your town, city, or area, exposure promotion fits success like the Scout fits usefulness. Think about it now. Is there a way to expose your new Scout line? Of course there is. And it all adds up to profits for you. We tried to show you how. Now let's begin again. Let's see you do it for you.